Good morning, all. It's Sunday, May 14th, and it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Hope you're doing something that you enjoy and you get some time to yourself and relaxing and just whatever it is you want to do. Me personally, as you can see, I'm in my car. So that means we are at the Ball Diamonds. And fortunately, this was a good thing because today my daughter doesn't play until 12:30, which meant I got to sleep in. Felt absolutely fabulous. And we didn't have to leave town until about 10 o'clock, 10:15. And so we made it here. We were here all day yesterday. As you can tell, yeah, I really got burnt. But that's okay. I loved every single bit of it. But man, we were a sweaty, smelly mess. But it was really good because then in the evening we got home around 8 o'clock and my oldest daughter was there and my youngest and my middle daughter, and so we got to spend some time together. They made dinner before Claire and I got home, and of course that's always super nice because it kind of gives me an opportunity to just kind of rest as soon as we got there, kind of take in the day and shower and just relax. It's been a good day. It's been a good week. I know the last time I was on here with a full video, it was last Friday, and of course it was like a really super bad week. But, you know, hey, we're to Sunday now, you know, a whole week later, and I'm still trying to absorb a lot that happened that particular day. Nothing I can do anything about, there's always things that run through my mind because, what happened in the courtroom, and thinking, I need to write a letter. It's kind of cliche. I'm going to write a letter. I might still do that because I feel like, there's a lot of things that happen in our world that, we just kind of let go and think to ourselves, hey, there's nothing I can do about it. But as we were driving up here, you know how you see those signs, and I can't remember who puts them on, but it always shows like some celebrity or some iconic person. Well, this one showed Nelson Mandela with just the one tagline that said, "What one person can do." And, yeah, absolutely. One person can change a lot of things. And, it can be any one of us. We don't have to have, millions of dollars. We don't have to be on a screen, doing movies, or making music. It can just be, absolutely anybody. It could be me from Kansas. And, that's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in a lot of people's, lives and stuff. So anyway, yeah, catch us on Tinge of Bravery on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook, and occasionally on Instagram. I try to get on there, whenever I can, because I think it's a super fun way to share videos and pictures and taglines. And, for me personally, it's just a matter of kind of getting used to it and being able to post pretty quickly, which, is something that I personally need to do more often. I need to get used to these social media platforms and being able to post on them fairly quickly, given, my lifestyle and stuff. Plus, I also think that, when I do that, it's demonstrating a lot more transparency, because when I think more about what I'm going to say and what I'm going to post and the videos that I'm going to put on here, I feel like it loses a lot of its authenticity. I want to be real with you guys, and I want to be able to, capture videos, right in the moment when I'm feeling something. And, that's just, what's most important to me, when I'm putting these videos out there and showing them to you, and you're reading and you're listening. Because I think that's when, I am showing my true emotions, my true feelings, what's actually on my mind and what's going on in my life. I feel like that's exactly when you can see me for who I am, and that's when you can capture what I'm going through so that you can learn from it and hopefully, get something from it as well. Okay, so this particular past week, it got me thinking a lot about me as a mom and what I'm doing for my girls and, pretty much, oh, everything that's been going on. And, of course, it's timely because it's Mother's Day. I think it's interesting they have, one day dedicated to moms. Every day is Mother's Day, as far as I'm concerned. We need to celebrate ourselves every single day, as do, fathers and sisters and brothers and all that kind of stuff. But it's pretty cool that, we can at least, embrace this day and we can take advantage of it, like do whatever we please or eat whatever we want. Not that we don't do that anyway. But anyway, this whole week got me thinking about, who I am as a mom and the things that I took away, from my mother growing up and stuff. And, my parents divorced when I was about 7 or 8 years old. And shortly after that, my mom remarried and, she was in this, super abusive relationship that, just took us down, oh my goodness, a lot of difficult paths to the point where, there was so much time that she spent with this man that I didn't know exactly, who she was or what she was doing. It was just a matter of survival, I think, for her, and thinking that, this man was going to be, the right one for her, only to discover, he wasn't. She was with him a couple of times. She left him once, went back, and, was with him again. And, after that last time, he did some pretty horrendous things to both of us. And, that was it. We got away. We got out of that situation. But, during that entire time, from the time I was about 8 years old until I moved in with my dad when I was probably around 15 or 16, my mom and I, we had a very, I don't even know what to call it. It wasn't like a close relationship. We just kind of like existed in each other's worlds. Mom was doing everything she could to put food on the table and take care of me and make sure, I did my best to stay in school and take care of myself and, not get into trouble. It didn't work because she wasn't home a lot. And so I did get into a lot of trouble, a lot of things that she wasn't aware of. Of course, it's part of the reason that got me to going to live with my dad, because one particular event that kept me out all night and coming home the next day when I was about 15, that, honestly could have turned into, a really super bad situation for myself. I was very fortunate. I don't want to say lucky. I was very fortunate that, God was looking over me even during those times, because, that particular night that I stayed out, I should not have been out. And, I was with a couple of older people, and, I could have really gotten hurt, much worse than what I was. So, taking all those moments and times and just, trying to learn from them, and also, taking it and knowing that, I can do something with that stuff and I can help my daughters, get through things and hopefully be there for them. So speaking of my daughters, thinking about, the years that I spent with my mom, we didn't have a lot of conversations. And I noticed that now, thinking about how I do talk to my girls and how sometimes it can be, really difficult. By nature, I love to communicate. I love to talk. I like, visiting subjects that are really super meaningful to me and my kids. But, I do think that when, we grow up in a particular household that doesn't help us generate, good communication, show us, appropriate ways to show, that we love our kids, it kind of gets embedded in us. And I think it is a learned behavior, that you can witness when you're growing up, and you should be carrying on, into your adult years and when you have kids. And so, I'm trying to pay a lot more attention to that. Later on, of course, when I became an adult and, was able to, spend more time with my mom in a healthier way, did I really see, that, it, she was just doing what she thought she needed to do, as far as taking care of me. And it wasn't much easier for her, and so, she was just doing what she felt was the right thing as a mom, on her own and in these relationships that weren't good. So later on in the years, did her and I start having more talks and, hugging each other. But man, that stuff is hard when you don't grow up having it as much in your childhood and your young adulthood. It's really hard to carry that into the motherhood that you have now. So, I'm working on that. There's never a time that I feel like I've hit that plateau of, okay, I've learned everything that I possibly can. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't ever, stop learning and realizing things. And in particular, especially when your kids start growing up, my love for them is way different now than it was when they were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's entirely different because they're different. So even with that, with the stages that they go through now, I'm constantly being attentive. I'm constantly trying to pay better attention. When my daughters call me out on stuff, I can't get offended. I can't say, how dare you, don't talk to me that way, or don't, don't treat me that way, or don't say those certain things. I mean, yeah, there's a certain level of respect that no matter what, your kids need to have for you. But on the other hand, like for me personally, if I get called out on stuff, I have to realize that if my daughter is 19, she's telling me something that she's gathered over the years that she didn't know when she was 8 or 10. And as a result, I'm a whole different person to her than I was when she was that age, because so much more has changed in our lives. And so it's something that I think we as moms know, no matter what you're doing, if you're in this, marriage that you were when your kid was 5 and you're still in that marriage now, God bless you, because there's some stableness there that, I personally don't have, that we single moms don't have. Things change for us, and it's important that we take all those things that have changed us and molded us into this mom that we are now, and we don't take offense to it. We don't get down on ourselves for it, and we give ourselves a lot of grace, because everything that you learned growing up is molding you into the person you are now, or it's changing you, or you're learning from it. And everything that you were as a mom to your child when they were just a baby, to, a toddler, to, elementary age and so forth, is different than who they are now as a college student, as a high school student, as a teenager. So give yourself a lot of grace, and at the same time, take time to really listen to your kids, because they're truthful and they're honest and they're authentic, because keep in mind, you've been in this world many more years than they have. So they have that ability to be transparent with you at times, and hopefully with a certain level of respect, that of course, we still need to teach them. But, give them a lot of grace and give yourself a lot of forgiveness if you feel like you're not doing something that you think is going as well as it should be for you and your kids. That's kind of where I am right now. I feel like, with some of the conversations I've had, most recently with my daughter, I have to realize that, I can't take this stuff personal. I have to take it as an opportunity to ask God, what do you want me to know about this? What do you want me to learn? And how can I continue to work on being the mom that I need to be for my daughter who's in college, for my daughter who's in high school, for my youngest daughter who's just now entering high school. And then not only that, I have to ask myself, well, what do I need to teach my daughters at those different stages? And how do I talk to them at those different stages? It's insanely hard. It is, because you're not going to talk to your kid who's 8 years old the same way that you're going to talk to your high schooler. So, just keep learning, just keep pressing on. And, if you have to, step away from certain situations, go to your bedroom, say a prayer, do some breathing, go for a walk, eat a piece of chocolate, eat a bowl of popcorn. I don't know, just do whatever you can to resist saying something that you might regret later. And, help your child or your children, your sons and daughters, to know that even through it all, let them know how much you absolutely love them, and that you're going to take everything that you've gained over the past several years and use it, for good. And, just constantly be working on that. So anyway, that's my takeaway from this week. I hope you got something from it. I hope it made sense to you. I hope that, in some way, somehow, that my life experiences are, being used for the better, and helping, all you young moms out there and all the single moms out there that think that, that your life doesn't, matter because, you're just struggling. Your life absolutely matters. You don't have to get it all done at once. You don't have to learn it all at once. Every single day we are learning. Every single day we're surviving, and we're pressing on and helping our kids in some capacity or another. Just keep telling your child that you love them so much. To my girls and my son, I love you so much. You've taught me so much, and you're continuing to teach me so very much through it all. No matter what, no matter the trials, the challenges, the fights, the arguments, just know, girls and son, that I love you to an absolute T, to the end of the world, to my last breathing day. I love you, and I'm always going to be working on the mom that I am, and helping you and supporting you absolutely the best that I can. To all you moms out there, press on. Keep taking care of yourself, doing things for yourself, giving yourself a lot of grace, a lot of forgiveness, and find those other moms that can absolutely support you. I've got a circle of moms that are absolutely amazing, and that gets me through. Not to mention mentors and coaches and just all sorts of people. So surround yourself with love. And let's see here, it's 19 minutes. I'm going to keep it definitely at 20. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Happy Mother's Day to all of you, to all you single parents. God give you a lot of grace and love and blessings. Keep following us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Please share, subscribe, and press on, people. Hey, love you. Enjoy this beautiful day. Do something that you want to do. And I shall be back soon. Take care. Bye.